and welcome back to Financial Podcast. I'm Olivia, and today we have a major change in American currency to discuss, one that affects the lowest denomination coin we use daily, or perhaps don't use as much as we used to. The U.S. Treasury Department has made the decision to halt the production of the penny. This is a significant move, considering the penny has been part of U.S. currency for a very long time, dating back to 1793, the year after Congress authorized the mint. President Abraham Lincoln was first featured on the penny in 1909, marking the centennial of his birth. Before we dive deeper into why this decision was made and what it means for you, if you find this information valuable and want to stay updated on important financial news like this, please take a moment right now to hit that subscribe button and give this video a like. It really helps the channel reach more people interested in understanding these financial shifts. Thank you for your support. So, why is the penny going away? The primary reason cited is the cost of production. For quite some time now, it has cost more to manufacture a 1-cent coin than it is actually worth. In the U.S. Mint's 2024 annual report, the cost to produce and distribute 1 penny was about 3.7 cents. This cost had increased by 20% in 2024 alone. Senator Mike Lee, a Republican from Utah, highlighted this inefficiency, stating that no private business would produce something at a 4 times loss. He even helped introduce the Make Sense, Not Sense Act to provide congressional authorization to stop penny printing. This isn't a new concern. Previous administrations, including former Treasury Secretary Jacob Lew in 2015, had also scrutinized the penny's rising production costs. The decision to stop minting new pennies was initiated by the Treasury Department ordering its last batch of blanks. Blanks are essentially the flat metal discs that the U.S. Mint uses to form coins. A department spokesman confirmed this move. The news was first reported by the Wall Street Journal. The U.S. Mint will continue to manufacture pennies only until its inventory of these blanks is exhausted. According to the Wall Street Journal, these blanks are expected to run out in early 2026. Once the existing supply of blanks is used up, the federal government will stop minting the 1-cent coins. President Donald Trump has been a vocal proponent of ending penny production. In February, he publicly called for stopping penny production, labeling it so wasteful. He instructed his Treasury Secretary to stop producing new pennies as a way to rip the waste out of our nation's budget, even if it's a penny at a time. He noted that they cost more than 2 cents, although the actual cost in 2024 was even higher, at nearly 4 cents each. Elon Musk, from Trump's Department of Government Efficiency, also noted in January that penny production cost taxpayers over $179 million in fiscal year 2023. The Treasury Department estimates that halting production will lead to an immediate annual savings of $56 million in reduced material costs. They state that minting pennies costs the American taxpayer millions every year, nearly 4 times more than the pennies are worth. While $85 million was mentioned as the total savings from halting production, encompassing other factors beyond just material costs, the $56 million figure appears consistently as the immediate savings from material costs. This amount is described as a modest saving compared to the $6.8 trillion the government spent in 2024, but still a step in fiscal belt-tightening. Historically, pennies were made mostly of copper until 1982. Due to rising costs, their composition was changed and are now made mostly of zinc with copper plating. The cost of zinc per metric ton has more than doubled since 2000. Once new pennies stop entering circulation, businesses that handle cash transactions will need to adjust. The expectation is that they will begin rounding prices to the nearest nickel. The growing popularity of non-cash payments, with fewer than 1 in 5 payments made with cash, according to the Federal Reserve Bank of Boston, might make this transition less disruptive. Data from the Federal Reserve indicates that Americans made only 16% of their payments in cash in 2023. The decreased demand for the penny is linked to this shift towards cards or digital services. Even though new pennies won't be minted, the existing pennies will remain legal tender. There are a vast number of pennies currently in circulation, estimated at 114 billion. That's over $1 billion worth. However, many of these pennies are rarely used, often being stashed away in jars, forgotten in pockets, or left in leave a coin, take a coin dishes at retailers. As economics professor Gregory Mankiw noted, when people start leaving a monetary unit for the next customer, it's a sign that the unit is too small to be useful. A significant complication arises when considering the impact on nickels. Minting nickels is actually even more expensive for the government than minting pennies. According to the sources, each 5-cent coin cost about 13.8 cents to produce in the most recent fiscal year, which ended in September. Some sources break this down to 11 cents in production costs and 2.8 cents in administrative and distribution costs. This means the mint loses more money on each nickel than on each penny. There are concerns that phasing out the penny could increase demand for nickels. Mark Weller, executive director of Americans for Common Sense, a group funded by a company that supplies penny blanks, states there's been an evolution towards production being halted. He points out that in most countries, the lowest denomination coin is the most minted. If the mint has to significantly increase nickel production to meet demand after the penny is gone, it could potentially wipe out or even exceed the savings from eliminating the penny. For example, one calculation based on track records in other countries suggested the mint might need to make 2 million to 2.5 nickels a year, which could cost $78 million more than the penny savings. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent has mentioned that the administration believes it can break even on nickel production by changing their composition. Meanwhile, Weller's group advocates for the Treasury to find ways to reduce the cost of making nickels, emphasizing the importance of keeping cash transactions viable. As a side note, the dime is mentioned as being very profitable. The idea of getting rid of the penny is supported by some merchants, like the National Association of Convenience Stores, who believe it could speed up transaction times, even by a small amount. Their spokesman noted that without the penny, cash transactions would round to the nearest nickel. The United States isn't the first country to consider or implement phasing out its lowest valued coin. Canada, New Zealand, and Australia have already eliminated their 1-cent coins. Canada, for instance, stopped minting pennies in 2012 and completely phased them out of use in 2013. While the Treasury Department confirmed the decision and the placing of the final order for blanks, the authority for the president alone to stop minting coins was unclear initially. However, the nation's Treasury Secretary does have the authority to mint and issue coins in amounts deemed necessary to meet the country's needs. Congress also has the power to make the change permanently through law and dictate currency specifications like size and metal content. There have been bipartisan bills introduced in Congress this year to permanently eliminate the penny, including the Make Sense Not Sense Act in the Senate and the Common Sense Act in both the House and Senate. Experts like Jay Zagorski, a professor at Boston University, support ending production, but stress the importance of including language in legislation that mandates rounding and pricing to avoid simply shifting the demand and cost issue to nickels. So, the end of the penny is officially in motion, driven primarily by the fact that it costs far more to make than it's worth. The last new pennies will enter circulation early next year, until the blanks run out. While the immediate savings are expected to be substantial, the potential impact on nickel production and its associated costs remains a key consideration. For consumers, the main change will be the shift to rounding cash transactions to the nearest nickel. This move reflects both economic realities, specifically the rising cost of materials like zinc, and changing consumer behavior, with fewer people relying on physical cash, especially low-value coins. It's fascinating to see such a long-standing part of American commerce come to an end. The penny has been the coin of the common folk, as Carl Sandburg once wrote about Abraham Lincoln's image on it. But with the cost exceeding its value, its utility has been questioned. A Federal Reserve study in 2022 had even recommended a multi-year shift away from the penny to avoid a sudden rush by holders to redeem their coins if it were removed too quickly. That study estimated cutting production could save $100 million. With 114 billion pennies in circulation, the annual production cost has been around $192 million. While production was devoted primarily to lower denominations, the penny alone accounted for more than half of production as recently as 2021. This phase-out marks an adaptation of the U.S. currency system to current economic pressures and usage patterns. Before I sign off, I want to remind you that staying informed about these changes is crucial for navigating your personal finances. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future updates. And if you found this discussion helpful, please hit the like button to show your support. Your engagement is what keeps this channel going. Thank you for tuning in to Financial Podcast. I'm Olivia, and I'll see you next time with more insights into the world of finance.